Namaste, and welcome to the Deep Dive. Ever gazed up at the night sky and just thought, are we really alone out here? Well, today, we're diving headfirst into that very question, exploring NASA's quest for alien life, especially through these legendary Voyager missions. Get ready, folks, we're covering billions of kilometers, maybe even some mind-blowing possibilities on the way. This whole idea of life beyond Earth, it's not just some modern-day thing, right? It's a question that's been bugging humanity forever.
Oh, absolutely. Think about it. Philosophers, stargazers, storytellers, they've all looked up at the night sky with that same sense of wonder, sharing tales of other beings, distant worlds. It's almost hardwired into us.
Exactly. And then, boom, 1977. Disco was king, bell-bottoms were everywhere, and NASA launched, what else? Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. But these weren't just any spacecraft, were they? These were on a mission, a real mission, to explore those outer giants. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, the whole gang.
And what's really cool is that this wasn't just a quick flyby in and out, a little wave as they went by. This was a once-in-a-175-year chance. The planets aligned, literally, and Voyager got to use this, cosmic trick called gravity assist.
It's like cosmic billiards up there. So you're saying they use the pull of planets to speed up, change direction? That's wild.
Exactly, like slingshotting around a planet. Genius. Right. And that's what let Voyager become this, almost like an interstellar traveler, further and faster than we thought possible back then.
Talk about human ingenuity, right? But it wasn't just about the journey, was it? It's about what they found along the way.
Oh, the discoveries. Where do we even start? Active volcanoes on Jupiter's moon, Io. Can you imagine? Volcanoes in space?
That's insane.
Right, and that's not even all. Jupiter's rings confirmed. Evidence of a possible ocean under the surface of Europa, another one of Jupiter's moons.
Hold on, a hidden ocean. Now that's something you'd see in a sci-fi film. Makes you wonder what's down there, doesn't it?
The possibilities are truly mind-boggling. And then there's Saturn. Voyager's trip there, eerily impressive. It gave us our first real good look at Saturn's rings, up close and personal. Turns out they're incredibly complex, and we even found new rings we never knew existed.
It's like Voyager was peeling back the layers of the solar system, revealing all these hidden gems. And speaking of gems, we can't forget Titan, right? Saturn's largest moon, always shrouded in mystery.
Titan. Voyager's findings there were game changers. See, Titan has this thick atmosphere, which is rare for a moon, and get this, it's full of organic molecules. The building blocks of life as we know it.
It's like something out of a science fiction novel. I even read somewhere that scientists think there might be these lakes on Titan, but instead of water, it's liquid methane. Maybe even a whole methane cycle, like our water cycle here on Earth.
Exactly. And that brings us to one of the most profound things Voyager's shown us. Life might not always look like us. It might not need what we need.
It really shifts your perspective on what habitable even means.
No doubt. Life as we know it needs water, sure. But what if, somewhere out there, there's life thriving on methane or something else entirely?
It's mind-blowing. And to think, this is all happening right here in our cosmic backyard. Makes Voyager even more impressive, don't you think?
And we haven't even touched on Voyager's most iconic legacy yet, the pale blue dot image. Or the golden records.
Oh man, no, those are stories for the ages.
Before we jump into those, gotta take a second to really appreciate just how massive Voyager's achievement was. We're talking spacecraft launched in the 70s, and they didn't just explore our little corner of the solar system, they left it. Crossed that boundary, the heliopause, into interstellar space, the great unknown.
It's almost impossible to imagine, right? Voyager 1 and 2 out there drifting between stars, that faint glow of distant galaxies. Yeah. It's like stepping through a cosmic door into, everything else out there.
It's awe-inspiring, truly. And here's the kicker. Voyager's exposed to all this new stuff now, right? Particles, radiation, things in interstellar space we've never measured directly before.
It's like going from exploring a lake to suddenly you're in the middle of the ocean with no land in sight. So what's happening now? What are they sending back from out there?
As we speak, Voyager's still transmitting data. Interstellar magnetic fields, cosmic rays. It's like taking the pulse of deep space. We're getting a glimpse into the environment between the stars, something we could only theorize about before.
And to think, this is billions of kilometers away from tech that's over 4 decades old. The mission design, that's some serious foresight right there.
Absolutely. And speaking of legacy, let's get to that iconic image you mentioned, the pale blue dot. Picture this. Valentine's Day, 1990. Voyager 1, billions of kilometers from home, turns its camera back towards Earth, takes one single frame.
And in that one frame, our entire planet, everything, everyone, it's just this tiny pale blue dot, a speck of dust suspended in a sunbeam practically.
That image, it wasn't just about the technical achievement, it was a statement. Reminded us of our place in the grand scheme of things. Made you feel small, but also made you realize how precious this little blue dot is, right?
The only home we've ever known. But as if that image wasn't enough, Voyager's also carrying another message, something that speaks to our hope, our curiosity. The golden records.
Ah, yes. The golden records, like messages in a bottle tossed into the sea of stars. It fires up the imagination. But for those who might not be familiar, what are they exactly?
I've heard of them, but yeah, what's on these records?
Imagine humanity's greatest hits all compiled onto one disc. It's a 12-inch gold-plated copper record, and etched onto it are images, sounds, things meant to represent life on Earth.
A cosmic mixtape for any extraterrestrial DJs out there. What kind of music made the cut?
Oh, it's a wild mix. You've got your classical, Bach, Beethoven, the works, but then there's Chuck Berry, some blues, even traditional music from all over the world, India included. Imagine aliens light years away getting their first taste of Indian classical music.
Now that's a cultural exchange for the ages.
Yeah.
But it's not just music, is it? Didn't they include greetings, other sounds from Earth too?
You bet. Greetings in 55 different languages, from ancient Sumerian to modern Mandarin. Sounds of nature too, wind, rain, thunder, animal calls, even the sound of a human heartbeat. It's like we bottled up the essence of Earth and launched it into the void.
Ambitious, to say the least. But gotta be honest, the chances of someone finding Voyager, let alone figuring out how to play these records, gotta be astronomically slim, right?
Slim, sure. Space is mind-bogglingly huge. But even if the records never reach anyone, they mean something right here, right now. They make us think about what it means to be human, what we value, what we want to share.
It's a sign of hope, that desire to connect with something beyond ourselves. But playing devil's advocate here, let's say, just for fun, an alien civilization does find Voyager. What are the odds they even understand what we're trying to say?
Now, that's the million-dollar question. Decoding the golden records, that'd be no walk in the park, even for an advanced species. They'd have to figure out our visual language, our math, even how fast to play the darn thing.
Makes you wonder, wouldn't they hear the same emotions in our music, see the beauty of our planet the way we do?
Fascinating to think about. But maybe the point is less about them getting it and more about us sending it. It's a declaration. We were here, and we dared to dream bigger.
That's deep. Really deep. Really gets you thinking, though, doesn't it? Voyager, out there with our hopes, our dreams, our music, hurtling through the emptiness of space, humbling and exhilarating all at once. But Voyager, these tough little explorers, they can't just keep going forever, can they? There's got to be a limit, a final chapter to this incredible journey.
True, nothing lasts forever, not even out in space. We mentioned Voyager's power source, right? That plutonium heart keeping everything running. Well, it's fading, like a dying ember.
So what happens when the embers die out completely? Does Voyager just become another piece of space junk, lost in the void?
Not quite. Voyager's instruments, they will eventually go silent. Some say as early as 2025 even, but that's not the end of the journey. They'll keep sailing, carrying those golden records, maybe for billions of years.
Silent ambassadors, a whisper of what we were, sent out into the unknown.
Kind of poetic when you think about it. As an expert, what do you think is the most important thing Voyager will leave behind? What will it mean for, well, future generations, for space exploration itself?
That's a big question. Scientifically, Voyager's discoveries were huge, changed how we see the outer solar system completely. The volcanoes on Io, the possibility of oceans on Europa and Titan, it sparked our imaginations. Opened up so many new paths for research.
Like Voyager showed us, there's a whole lot more to discover, even in our own little cosmic neighborhood.
Exactly. But I think Voyager's legacy, it's bigger than just the science. It embodies that core human trait, that curiosity, the need to explore, push boundaries, go beyond what we know, even if it takes decades.
And let's be real, it was audacious. Launching something in the 70s with tech that seems, well, ancient now, and not only did it do its job, it kept going. Our first interstellar envoys, what an achievement. Absolutely. Voyager proves that we can do incredible things when we put our minds to it. It's inspiring not just for scientists, but for anyone who looks up at the stars and asks, what else is out there?
A legacy that'll keep inspiring, I think, for generations to come. Well, on that note, I think it's time we wrap up our own deep dive into the Voyager missions. We've journeyed to the edge of our solar system and beyond, uncovered incredible discoveries, and really pondered some mind-blowing possibilities.
Quite an adventure indeed.
It really has. And as we sign off, remember, Voyager's mission, it might be nearing its end, but it's really just the start of something much bigger. It's the story of humanity, searching for our place in the cosmos. So, keep looking up, keep asking those big questions, and never lose that sense of wonder. This is The Deep Dive, signing off.